to start the Facebook Live in just a second. So you YouTube guys, you folks, guys and gals, you are getting just a little bit extra on the front end while I fire up the Facebook. Here, I'm going to click go live right now. Hello, Facebook friends. It's Lou again. I am sitting in my office after an interesting day. I did get in my workshop today and do some stuff. Did not get to do any videos. Boy, do I want to do a video in the workshop, because I like sitting with you here in my little office space. Hi Thomas Stansberry and Keith King. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the Lou's Workshop concept. For any of you watching on Facebook, there is a high resolution version of this that goes up after I post, because while I'm doing this here, I've figured out how to mount this bad boy right next to the Facebook camera, and I'm pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy. So I'm gonna remount that just a little bit here. Put that on there. Good. All right. Well, wow, it's nice to see you, Evan, Matt, Tommy, Story. Had your deck in my hands today. Very excited about going to Super Session this coming weekend at Ollie's Skate Park and seeing Tommy Story and Evan Grieve, Birdman Jenkins. Is Dope Sweater playing? Are they going to have Dope Sweater play? Because I hope so. Douche Flute. These are fun to make fun of. So, for those of you who just listen, that's me vaping. It's going to happen a lot. Just checking my battery levels on everything and making sure that we're in business. And we are. Here we are in the office, and I've had a busy day. I'm 45. I'm going to turn 46 this year, and I have been noticing this thing that happens, and I have the luxury in life, and I am very grateful for this, and I recognize what a privilege this is, that there are times when I get to take a nap, and there are times when I don't sleep very well. For years, I had insomnia that would strike me. Hey, here's me in 2007. This is a fun one. That's me double fisting coffee at a, I don't know, it was definitely at a church. And that face is a sincere reflection of my feelings that day. Church can be pretty weird. They had someone in the lobby ready to take your picture and give you a Polaroid. It had something to do with something. So they took my picture and gave me a Polaroid. Hey, I don't have any dreads in my beard. That's 2007. I just have a little bit of gray, and I have my beard is just that long and just that much. That's fun. And look, I got an earbud hanging on my shirt. Funny, I was just wearing probably the same shirt I'm wearing today. Probably never quit wearing it. Today I've got on my Harvey's Barber shirt. Harvey's Barbers are in England. Dreddy Barber, friend him on Facebook, follow him up. The South London crew there, I refer to it as South London because the gentleman who took us around was as South London as they get, in as far as I know. I don't know anything about England. I know some things about England. I enjoyed myself terrifically in London. I was there for, I guess technically 4 days there. And the first day, my son Seth was with me. Judy was on business, and so she was doing meetings. Seth and I just went out. The first day we carried our boards like everywhere because I'm super, super reserved. I don't want to, I mean, I do not want to mess with police because over the years I have come to feel that police interactions could get sideways pretty fast because I look a little bit outside the beaten path. So we carried our boards the first day, and then the second day we started pushing around a lot more. We started to really explore the space and enjoy. Just it was 60 degrees in November. It was delightful, dude. We had a great time pushing around in London. The streets in London are really well done. They got a lot of macadam. That's a soft asphalt. And macadam is cool because it forms really well. It doesn't get terribly, terribly hot in England. And so they can use macadam. If you use macadam in a lot of southern climates, it just gets too hot and it's sticky and it deforms. And it makes for really cool, just street cruising features. I really enjoyed myself just pushing around London. Day 3, I guess day 2 and day 3, I skated South Bank both day 2 and day 3, or something like that. South Bank Undercroft was the first day we were there. I just sat and watched because the locals were real heavy, and I just don't want to have an uncomfortable social altercation with anyone. And sure enough, the few runs I did take, I got tangled up with someone, and I didn't like it. Just last thing I want to do is leave a bad flavor in anyone's day. I just don't like that, man. Don't like it. Then the second time I went there, got a few tiny clips. Really don't like taking a lot of runs there. Some folks there, obviously they're skating it every day, and boy, they've got it wired in. One thing I noticed at South Bank Undercroft is there is a live sewage pipe coming down over the ceiling, and it's dripping raw sewage. That is not a drain pipe. That is a sewer pipe. It's dripping raw sewage right down there, and has been for years. There's little stalagmites forming, just a little lump made of live sewage, raw, gnarly sewage right there. And I just think that's the bee's knees, man. I loved it. It's a great spot. Good. It's got the banks are abrupt, the thresholds are abrupt, but they're tall, fast, fun. South Bank Undercroft, if I lived in England, I would be there playing around all the time. As always, locals who seem like heavies, almost everyone is pretty darn friendly when you just give respect and space to what's going on around you, and I do. So I had a really good time, South Bank Undercroft. But the place I liked the best, and again, I only got to touch it. It had been raining before we got there. It was going to rain after we left. It's London in November. Is a place called White Ground. It is under a railroad overpass. Amazing. Beautiful concrete transitions. And I will be packaging and posting my London visit up and putting that up in public after I ship 5 decks to a dear friend in London. No, he's not in London. He's in England. He's over on the other side. And I wish I had gotten to see him. Rob, if you watch this, love and respect from the workshop. And today I selected 2 of the 5 custom decks I'm making and pulled them down for shaping. Those are going to be, I'm going to really explore the space on those, and that'll be a fun bunch. So that'll probably come out in 2 months or something like that. So London was really fun. Why am I talking about London again? I don't know. I liked it. It was really fun. I like greasy food. I'm not a big carbohydrate eater, and I always feel better on low sugar. But when I was there, I ate everything I could fit in my mouth, and I like British food. I like blood puddings and sausages and bacon and ham and eggs, and I like potato things, and I like fried fish, man. I like fried fish. I like lamb. I'm really into food, man. I really do. Um, and But today I went to the workshop. Super session coming up. I've been today when I was setting up for this time together. I was thinking about how, one time a very nice person gave me about 8 feet long worth of Thrasher magazines, and I'm sorry, my friends, but I I really didn't enjoy reading them. We read a couple of them in the van on some trips, some of the Ask the Doctor, Rick Blackheart stuff we did, but Thrasher is not a trip down memory lane for me. I don't have a lot of like super great memories associated with reading Thrasher. My great memories are of times when I rode skateboards with people. They are my great memories of riding with people. I don't know. I'm just a little bit of a nerd. Little bit. It's not. I'm not a nerd. I'm a little bit of a. I'm a little hard to please. Don't you think that belongs there? I'm gonna stick this sticker under here. I'm gonna get this thing all stickered up. It's raw wood. I hope the stickers will stay. But today I went in the workshop and I've got a good slug of product coming out to ship, lots of flow coming out, and have something special planned for a couple of the flow deals. And that second graphic, I've been having trouble with burning the screen for the second graphic. I've been having exposure troubles. So the 3-color graphic, the new graphic that is coming up, is not terribly delayed. You push things through, but I learned early not to put too tight a timeline on things by the way I announce them. Maybe the days are coming in the future when fickle boards will be have like a program where things are dropping, the new hot drops like that, but I don't see that right away. What I see now is just going in, being there, working in the workshop, putting care into every board when I'm making it, rolling the glue specifically for each order, and putting care into how I do everything in the workshop, whether I succeed in being highly productive or not, to have my mind and my heart in the same place, one place when I'm making the boards. That's in the future, I think I'll take measures to safeguard that mental space, because it is the place from which creative people work, and a lot of beautiful creativity gets shut down in the world, because the world is a harsh environment. Anyone who tells you otherwise is trying to sell you something, and there are harshnesses in the world that have to be overcome. Got to harden up. What is it? Buck up, buttercup. Got to harden up on the outside and stay tender on the inside. Ooh, listen to that wind whistling. And the wind is whistling. We've got a super cold front coming through. That's exciting. It's going to be 0 around here. Doesn't look like it's going to go much lower than 0, which is no big deal. I've got, I'm excited. Today I went into Crucifix Cycles for a quick visit, drop off some moolah, and look at my bike is in the works of getting some upgrades. It's stuff I talked about it yesterday. I love riding my motorcycle across the country and visiting and skating with people. Oh, someone's yelling in the street. Sounds angry. In this neighborhood, angry words are sometimes followed by angry bullets. Want to see one? Let's see, where is it? Where's my bullet? This one just hit the house the other day. Got a bullet here. Where's my bullet? I was just looking at it. don't see it. I was just enjoying looking at that bullet earlier. Yeah. Oh well, we don't get to look at the bullet right now. Bullets are interesting, especially when they broke. It hit the window. It didn't come through the window, but it hit the window. Go figure. It's weird. Wonder where that bullet is. It's just a ball ammo. It's target ammo. They're not shooting the good stuff at my house. Nobody's shooting hollow points at my house. So, boy, I'm pleased to be with all you guys tonight, and I figure in the future, now that I've got my cameras kind of down and I've figured out how to upload to Facebook and then throw the HD version up on. It not only is the YouTube version HD, but it's also wide angle. One reason I stuck a sticker under here tonight is because that wide angle version catches the bottom of this all the way back. And I hung up a few things today, a few of my stringed instruments, and I don't have a whole lot of news to discuss with you guys, so we can do an AMA. You guys can ask me a question, or here's a Strange Notes sticker. I'm going to stick that under there too. I like Strange Notes. Now I've always liked, I've always enjoyed Strange Notes because they're I don't know, because Tom Knox is on Strange Notes. You know Tom Knox? He got into jiu-jitsu. Super awesome martial arts. I'll tell you, anybody who takes jiu-jitsu is 10 times the fighter I am. I've spent my years studying more traditional combatives, and they're no good. They're not really as good for fighting as they are for learning about respect and humility, and they're only good for anything when they're about learning respect and humility. The only way that I want to be involved with combatives is in an atmosphere of respect and humility. But boy, the Muay Thai guys and the Jiu-Jitsu guys have got it going on. I'm telling you, man. The popularity of MMA has blown out the cross-pollination of martial arts. Super cool. Yeah, well, you know what I'm thinking about doing? I was thinking about doing Twitch. Once we dial this in and we get a little bit more prepared and I have some topical material in front of me, I'm going to start going through skateboarding news. In fact, I wonder what happens if I click off Facebook and go to Skate Daily and see what's going on in the world of skateboarding today. What's going on in the world of skateboarding today? And we're going to just put that there. SkateDaily.net. Oh boy, it looks boring as anything. Let's see. All it's given me is Skater of the Year this year. Some happy young lad named Tyshawn Jones is Skater of the Year here on Skate Daily front page. TNT Advanced Prototype, new colorway. This is what's going on in skateboarding. 2018, October 1st. Vans Park Series Rider Profile, Nora Vasconcellos. That's worth watching. Boy, I like that. I'm going to copy that one. Let's see, can I copy? I'm going to paste it in the YouTube comments. Let's see. Oh yeah! Not only that, I think it didn't work. Huh. It didn't work. All it did was put the text. I wanted to put the link. It just put the text. Too bad, really. I'm going to click on it again here. What else is going on? Kevin Spanky Long on the 9 Club. Is this what the skateboarding news is? Is there a better source for skateboarding news? Corey Duffel. Hey, fun fact. Somebody hit me up yesterday while I was on Facebook. They told me that Corey Duffel on his story yesterday, the 20, what's yesterday? The 27th, on Sunday the 27th in the morning, that Corey Duffel on his story posted Frank Purcell's work. Frank Purcell's craft, awesome character, custom boards on his work. I didn't see it. I clicked over to Corey and I couldn't find it. And I wonder, Mr. Duffel, where is that? Did you do that? Were we wrong? Were we incorrect? That would have been so cool. I think it would have been really cool because there aren't a lot of established pros and people who are in the industry who are showing a tremendous amount of interest in the super hyper high quality boards that are coming out of these workshops. And I tend to think that us guys might be ahead of the game. I am not seeing anything on skatedaily.net that looks like news at all. So I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to add a tab to my second window, and I'm just going to type in skateboarding news. Let's see what that does. I know the one guy got wicked arrested. You know about that? He's been arrested for a while. He severely injured Jesse Rivera, I think it is. He severely injured a security guard. Or I should say a security guard was severely injured. And Jesse Rivera was arrested in conjunction with that. He's a ripper in SF. Definitely. So, skateboarding news, Transworld Skateboarding, skatedaily.net. GQ.com is the third hit for skateboarding news, in-depth articles. Guys, let's go to the first hit is Transworld Skateboarding news. The second hit is skatedaily.net. The third hit is skateboarding news, in-depth articles, pictures, and videos, GQ. I want to see what GQ magazine is doing. So, like, if I got a little bit better studio, if I had my druthers and set up a better computer, we'd put me down in the corner and put this up behind me and take a look at. All right, here, the first thing on GQ is that a complete set of Supreme skate decks just might sell for $1 million. What an interesting piece of skateboarding news. Let's see. The next story in skateboarding news, Sotheby's calls the upcoming auction the biggest drop in history. Oh, wow. Supreme is selling a complete set of skateboards. There's not even a picture of the boards, unless it is this image. I'm just going to drop this, I'm going to do my best here, and I'm going to drop copy, and then click, paste, and see if it'll drop this. You guys can go, and you can see all of these news pieces on GQ. Let's see here. I got any other stuff going? Oh, you guys have been commenting the whole time. This is in my house, Sam Cook. Yes, I posted it. Oh, you guys have been commenting and it hasn't been scrolling. Organic releases beat hype every time. Ben Sewell, I'm so stoked you're with me right now. I can't believe it. Or maybe you were with me and I just can't see it. Negative 27 coming your way. Kook line NBD. All right, and so also another thing I wanted to say is I went back to 2012 in YouTube, and I was stunned at how quickly Skateline went from being renegade, interesting, rogue, to being tame and in the pocket. So I'm still on GQ here. I want to do a whole thing about Skateline, what it could have been and what it ought to be. Maybe I should become what it ought to be. I'm more than content to do that. I'm extremely interested in contributing to skateboarding media. All right, the next article in skateboarding is exclusive. ASAP Rocky tells the story behind his new Under Armour sneaker. Did you guys know there's a story behind a pair of sneakers? And that ASAP Rocky's story is something he will tell in GQ magazine. Here is a third article. Everything we want to buy from Supreme's fall drop. Drop as a noun. I think it is as annoying to me as up as a verb. I hate when someone says we're going to up the spending, blah, blah, blah. It's like saying nuclear. Spelling. It's a sign of intelligence. Bad spelling is also a sign of intelligence. Article number 4. Oh, I've got a pop-up. It's Ryan Gosling, the best dressed guy in the room. How do I close this delightful pop-up? All right, I carefully click no thanks. All in my inbox every day. They're offering me GQ fashion tips so I can be like Ryan Gosling. Gosling, funny thing, it means goose, young one. Tony Hawk and his son, article number 4. Tony Hawk and his son Riley talk skateboarding nepotism and what it's like to see each other slam. Well, skateboarding nepotism. Nepotism is when you hire or favor your relatives in business or employment. All right. Hey, here's one. Now I'm going to see if I can copy this link. I double clicked on it and I'm looking for a copy link. Got it. I'm dropping this link because this is a headline I can get behind. And then I double finger and paste. Let's see. Boom. There. This link is going up. It's going to take my computer a couple of minutes to get it through, and it looks like it did. Someone has brought up the 9 Club. I like that. Let me talk about this next link since we're doing this, and I'm actually having quite a bit of fun right now. There are only 4 people with me on Facebook, and all of YouTube is going to watch this after the fact. The myth of the cool dad, how skateboarding with my son changed my understanding of fatherhood. I think that sounds like an interesting article in GQ magazine. That sounds interesting. Maybe I'll read that one. I doubt it. I doubt it. All right. Leo Fitzpatrick on Kids, Supreme, and his new Palace ad. You know, Harmony Korine did the movie Kids. Mark Gonzalez loves Harmony Korine. I was in that time, and I knew... I lived 45 minutes north of the city, and I didn't like skating with city kids. New York City skaters were completely absorbed with the idea of being New York City skaters. New York City is far too important in New York City. Now, I just pissed off a whole bunch of people, but it's okay. They're just in New York City. Don't get me started about Toronto. Right? Toronto. Right? Don't get me started. Toronto. But Leo Fitzpatrick on Kids, Supreme, and his new Palace ad. Palace is Harmony Korine, Kids, Palace, and then what's his name with the new movie, mid-90s movie. It's all linked. It's all part of the Illuminati conspiracy. It is. It's all part of the age of the pizza undertow. I'm loving this, dudes. I'm loving this. Here is a skateboarding article. I think we're about down to article number 7. The skater motif you can pull off at any age. Checkerboard patterned everything is spring's must-have trend. Sometimes I like to think, what would it be like to be a person who is into this? You might be watching this. You might be a person who's into this, just like loving this fashion and trend and must-have and must-buy. I'm hearing a language here, and I am. To me, skateboarding is very linked with some deep beliefs and ideals and principles that I live by. And I'm uncomfortable. I'm made uncomfortable. But down to the next article. This is what skateboarding in $890 Dior sneakers looks like. Kids director Larry Clark captures cool kids trying on the French brand's new kicks. Kids came out what, in 90 what? And mid-90s just came out. Harmony Korine, Larry Clark, what's his name? What is his name again? I got to get back to you guys on Facebook. I got to pull over here. You guys are probably answering all my questions and aphorisms. Yeah, I'm still live. Okay, so I forgot who it is. I want to say his first name is Noah. I don't think it is. He used to be chubby. Now he does jiu-jitsu. He's full Hollywood. And he does the Palace ads back when he was chubbier. I liked you better when you were fat. That's just something I've felt before. Do you ever know a guy who, when he was young, he was fat and he wore tie-dyed shirts and he was fun and he had a good sense of humor because he was fat and he loved to skate, and the skaters are pretty mean about being fat. And then he got skinny, he got ripped, he grew another 6 inches taller, and then he had a huge chip on his shoulder and made fun of fat kids. I think that is just the saddest state of a human soul. No, perhaps not the saddest, but it is sad to me. Very sad to me. You know, guys, I haven't watched mid-90s. I've not watched it yet. I was a skater in the late 80s, and it was 1992 to 1996 that I didn't skate. I had a child in 94. My firstborn was born in 94. I got married in 92, and I started working carpentry and roofing, and all I wanted was to be a man who takes care of his family. And I was finishing up my college degree, which I use every day. It's in French. So, actually, I do use Spanish all the time. I minored in Spanish, and I love speaking Spanish. This is a cool one. This one I'm copying the link. GQ, front page. I'm starting to like this, guys. I'm starting to like this. I'm copying the link address. I'm giving it to you guys. This is an article that I'm going to pop up in a new window. Return to share that link with you guys in the comments. And now I'm going to open this in a new window. No, I'll just do a new tab. What skaters wore before skate style was trendy. Guys, open this up in a new tab and let's take a look at it. Until I can green screen it behind me, which I don't want to green screen anything. I like all my crap. I've been collecting. I've been building a little diorama here and giving you guys a view. And on the YouTube with the wide angle, you can actually see the decks I've got up there. One of them is particularly interesting to me. What skaters wore before skate style was trendy. Let's see what it is. It's by Lisa Corsillo. Liza Corsillo. Liza. L-I-Z-A. October 13th, 2016. So GQ's skateboarding news, which is the third hit for skateboarding news on Google. The front page, you're only down about 15 inches before you're at 2016. So there's not a lot of skateboarding news out there. There's Thrasher, but Thrasher is not news. Thrasher is, I'd have to say Thrasher is almost purely advertising. And what is not advertising on Thrasher is advertiser controlled. 100% true. Just wow. Maybe it's not advertiser controlled, but it is tightly controlled by what I see as advertising interests. They don't want new industry stuff developing. And I would have a chip on my shoulder about that if I weren't so happy with my tiny workshop. My plan to grow does not include getting big. My plan to grow, one moment while I vape. Thank you. My plan to grow in business does not include making a huge number of boards. It includes making a huge number of board makers. So if I ever hit the threshold where I can't keep up with the demand for my boards, I think I'll be just fine, because my interest is to create new shops. And when I'm 60, if I had my druthers, when I'm 60, I would have 15 or 20 shops that I helped to start, that I would, of course, I'd get a cut for my help and the equipment and all that stuff, and set them up a lot faster, a lot cheaper than I set up my own. That's my heart for what I'd like to do with my life. That's my dream. Here in Cincinnati, the local mainstream got a lot of mileage out of accusing me of being a profiteer. He just wants to make money off skateboarding. Oh, it hurt my feelings so much. It just hurt my feelings so much for so long. It doesn't hurt my feelings today. Anybody who thinks I'm in this to just cheapen skateboarding with hype and get rich off of drops. It's ironic, because that same shop, it's not only one shop, that same group of people, that same mainstream, are always talking about the latest drops and must-haves. It's disgusting. And I am disgusted. But you see this twinkle in my eyes? It's also fair game for commentary. Let me close my door here real quick. All right. All right, I'm back. So Liza Corsillo says, in the pre-internet 1960s, 70s, and 80s, when skateboarding was still considered counterculture, the clothes guys on boards weren't the sport's focus. But fast forward 40 years, and skate style has the respect of some of the most important designers in fashion. You could chalk it up to the fact that menswear has a limited number of references. Take, for example, the yearly rebirth of the bomber jacket. Yeah, innovative, creative identities GQ skateboarders wore before the world knew it was cool. Aw, dudes, this is a cool article. 1977 Catalina classic. John Huston on the streets of... this has to be Tony Hawk and Frank Hawk. Speaking of nepotism in skateboarding, here's Tony and Frank Hawk. 1987. Frank Hawk was a sweet guy. Here's a dude hippie jumping over a bar in shorts, barefoot stick jump, 1970. This is fun. I like this. I'm going to share this to Facebook straight up. I'll keep it open. I'll share it later. I ought to include links in the description down below on the YouTube. Wow, that'd be fun. All right, well, rooting around in skate culture on skateboarding news. We're all the way back in 2016 now. And then, sadly, here in 2016, October 13th, R.I.P. Dylan Reeder, the skater who changed fashion forever. God bless. Tough stuff. The real-life diet of skater Nigel Houston, reformed vegan. These are interesting. Tony Hawk is 47 in 2015 and still doing awesome things nobody's ever done before. Truth. Tony Hawk is, by all rights, a legend. Let's open another tab. and hope that it doesn't shut down the Facebook feed. And check my battery on the GoPro. Still looking strong. Let's do skateboarding news again. Let's do it again. So, first is Trans World, and we didn't even look at Trans World. You know what I did see? I didn't see any articles about the allegations of sexual abuse in the Olympic and the Olympic safe sport stepping in and benching some people because of allegations of sexual abuse in our Olympic level organization in skateboarding. I didn't see that yet. Let's check Trans World. I don't think we'll see it there either. You know what does skateboarding news and doesn't even show up on here is Jenkem. Jenkem is a yeah, no, Trans World is just about brands and events, which is it's fine. Let's see, skateboarding latest news. No, Jenkem is not on there. Sam Newman, confrontation with skateboarders 21 hours ago. Sam Newman videoed ripping skateboard from Teen. That's in Australia. Oh, my Aussie friends, is there trouble down under? I'm sure there is. The chats. The chats. Oh, man, I like the chats. Smoko. Smoiko. Thrasher. News. Sidewalk skateboarding. Sidewalk magazine. That looks good. Deadspin. Sports news, videos, and more. Sidewalk magazine. Let's see. Yeah, that's the front page. Got a Bleacher Report on skateboarding. Bleacher Report. That's a sports page. Any of you guys see this Nike deal where they've got a collab with the NBA now? I saw an ad for it on YouTube. I was looking at I don't know what I was watching, but the ad came up and you couldn't even tell it was a Nike ad. And it was a Nike ad that was based largely in Cincinnati, Ohio and Newport, Kentucky. You had the Newport DIY. And I'm going to pull that up and throw it in the description. NBA. Let's see if I can find that Nike ad, NBA collab there. Yeah, I was really, it was very interesting because it was, oh, Nike skateboarding ad. Let's see. Let's see, Nike skateboarding ad. Let's see if that ad comes up in the search. Nike NBA. I see. It's kind of colorway looking. Let's see if we can find the ad. I see some videos there. Release info. Nike skateboarding YouTube. Yeah, let's try it. Click on their YouTube and see what we find. But I was interested to see that Nike's got they're working this NBA angle in with skateboarding. I don't know, man. I don't find that to be a terribly menacing thing. I don't feel menaced by NBA collab, Nike mainstream sneakerhead stuff. You know, I'm uncomfortable with drops and must-haves and fashion stuff, but also if I was like wicked rich and I was also generous and living my life in a way that my conscience was clear, I'd love buying shoes and having fun, you know? I think I'd be all right with it. I think it's the Crust Belt Tour. I think that's it. I'm going to pop it open and see if this is the one. Nike's Crust Belt Tour. Because I think they're referencing Cincinnati and the Midwest there. Crust Belt. Yeah, here it is. This is Bobby Warist. Nike's got Bobby Warist on. Yeah, there he is. Let's see, and Bobby's in the first thing, jumping into some water, climbing a fence. And I was interested by this because I saw it, and here they are ripping. And we didn't know what this was for. We saw an NBA jacket in the beginning of it. And they're in all these crusty spots. Bobby Warist is being chill. I'm going to turn down a little bit more. You can hear it lagging. And these guys are super rippers. Super rippers. This young Asian lad does a 540 in a pool. And it's just amazing. And I know a lot of these spots. I have not skated them many times. Yep. Lots of running, throw down your board, pop up, do one trick, and hit a wall. Here's Under the Bridge in Newport. I'm not allowed there. I actually emailed the mayor of Newport, and he said that it's open to the public, but there was a PSA put out by the Newport Bridge Park, and specifically put on notice anyone who has criticized the builds or anything under there, and I've been very open about some of the stuff about our culture. And I've been told to stay in my lane. Don't show up. Because I vape. Lots of cool stuff on this Nike ad. I wish I could share it with you guys. Maybe we'll work the tech, get a Twitch stream sometime. All right, yeah, so Nike NBA, that's a thing. I'm going to minimize my second window now, and I'm going to wrap up tonight's time together. I'm going to check your comments and see what's in there. Loving this style of stream. Keith King, thank you for so kindly engaging my developing media attempt. I really like talking to you guys. I like connecting with skateboarders across the country. I'll be on my motorcycle this year many times, and it is my joy to make skateboards specifically for you, one at a time, made to order, and it is my joy to come out and ride with you and skate with you places. This is it's beyond an honor, and I can't believe that I got into this. So, yeah, I see you, Keith, on there. You're, yeah, I've been 86th officially from a good lot of great spots and places and shops and stuff here. It is exactly this kind of media that has me 86th in Cincinnati. Open critique of our culture, open critique of our practices is it's long overdue, but a lot of folks just don't feel like they're that they have to endure that doesn't have to be part of it. And you know what? That's all right. That's okay. It's a big world out here. You get kicked out, and you realize it's bigger out than it is in. And the more people that get kicked out, the more fun we're having out here. Because out here in the wilderness, outside the camp, is a good spot. Well, friends, we did 48 minutes together here, and I'm grateful for your company tonight. I've enjoyed your comments. I wish they would auto-scroll. I've got to actually scroll down them myself. And I'll tell you what, I don't care what people think unless they're right. And there are a lot of true things I can't find out without other people. So when people are mad at me or hate me, I'm always curious, and I always spend a little bit of effort to look into it and say, what about this is true? I don't always nail it, and sometimes I miss it, but it is a It is a belief of mine that God is always reaching out to us. He's always talking to us, trying to help us find the light. And that happens through people. And the most unlikely ones are his favorites. So next time somebody admonishes you, don't let your hackles rise. Listen to what they say and ask, is this something I need to listen to? Do I have some growing to do? Because one thing is true, that shoe may not fit you. And if it doesn't fit, don't wear it. But you got to try it on. Because criticism can be very constructive. So don't shy away from feedback. And I'll tell you this, maybe next stream I'll pull up feedback_TS on Instagram, and we'll go over some of Feedback's posts. Although Feedback runs a private account, and I'm not too, I'd actually want to wait until I can do it justice and put it up and talk about it. And he might not give me permission. I would actually ask Feedback for permission, because one thing I'll say about Feedback_TS on Instagram, it's one of my favorites to watch. If you go on there and you watch him and you think that the guy is awful, I want you to know that I think that he has an absolute heart of gold, a tremendously sharp sense of humor, and some of the thickest skin that I've ever seen in my life. I've learned from Feedback, and I really like Feedback_TS on Instagram. Well, friends, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for spending time with me. I have really enjoyed being with you. And as always, hi, Mom. I love you. And now I'll find the end live video button. Okay, YouTube subscribers, thanks for spending a ridiculously long amount of time on a video that you most likely will listen to in your car. If you do listen to this video in your car, please put your phone somewhere that you can't see it. And we will also import the audio from this into our podcast, so you won't have the temptation to drive distracted. Please drive safely, be safe, and I hope that I can skate with you soon. Blessings.